In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to stitch the Lily of the Valley kit from our Botanicals series. So first up, let me show you what's in the kit. So to begin with, you have your piece of fabric that's printed with the design. Then you've got a stitch instructions booklet. Now this instructions booklet has instructions for all the different stitches used throughout the entire Botanical series. So you won't be using all these stitches, but this is your reference for when we come to the design plan. So the other thing you have is your design plan. Now on this design plan, you first up got some images from the embroidery itself, so you can see a bit of detail of what you're stitching. And then on this side, this is the most important bit, you have your stitch plan. Now in this stitch plan, we talk you through which stitches go where. So we highlight here the areas which are stitched in satin stitch. So anything that's coloured in is stitched in a satin stitch. Then we have the areas done in a stem stitch. That's all this dark green. We've got areas done in a lazy daisy. And then we've got the words stitched in backstitch in the dark forest green. Now alongside you'll see we've got numbers. The Lily of the Valley is a super simple colour palette on the kit. And so you'll easily be able to recognise these. You have got 2 dark greens, that's colour number 1. Then you've got mid green, colour number 2, and then you've got 2 bobbins of white, which is colour number 3. When you start stitching, you'll end up looking at this bit of the plan and saying, right, these are the areas I'm going to stitch in satin stitch. Then you'll open up your booklet, which right at the beginning has the method on how to get started. You're going to be stitching this all with 3 strands. And then you have your methods. And so you'll be able to see here for filling areas, this is how you do a satin stitch. So that includes all the instructions. Now do remember, we do have separate videos that show you all the individual stitches. So I'm not going to, in this video, go into detail about how to do a satin stitch, but you'll see me doing it. And then I refer to how to do it in some of the other videos. Now on your fabric, you'll find you've got 2 needles. You've got a large eye and a small eye. We include different sizes because it's really down to the preference of what you prefer. Personally, I always like to stitch with a large eye needle because I find it just much easier to thread the needle. But I know some people prefer to work with something with a smaller eye, particularly when it comes to stitches like French knots. But thankfully, this design doesn't have any French knots in it. So I'm going to get us started on an area of satin stitch. So I'm just going to put my embroidery design into my hoop and I'm going to apply my hoop on, loosen it up a bit, put the hoop on until my fabric's nice and tight. Now, just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be stitching everything from within this hoop stand. I wouldn't use a hoop stand at home. Personally, I don't find it particularly helpful, but for whilst I'm doing the videos, it's helpful just to show you and keep everything still. So let's get my first area of satin stitch. So I'm going to refer to my stitch plan, open it up, and I can see, right, satin stitch, I'm going to do these flower heads and then these bits of the leaf. So let me start with the bits of the leaf. That's colour number 2. Now, throughout this kit, I'm going to be stitching everything, like with all our Botanicals range, I'm going to stitch everything with 3 strands of thread. Now, we have a separate video that will talk you through how to split the thread. And so if you want to kind of see a video on that, that really goes into detail on how to split thread, do go take a look. Otherwise, I'm just going to show you here, I'm pulling out 3 strands. Here we go. Now, best practice when you're sewing is to put the other 3 strands back on your bobbin, and then you can come and use those later for your next bit. So I've got my 3 strands here. I'm going to take my needle, thread it up, and I'm going to tie a knot in the end. And then all I'm going to do is start filling in. Now, if I'm not at all unsure of how to do that, I can go take a look at my picture on the back and I see here I've got horizontal stripe going on. Likewise, here's the finished piece, just so you can see all the leaves, they've got this horizontal stripe. So I'm coming in here, bringing my needle up. Personally, I just prefer to start in the middle. Now, one really important thing to remember is that the design is permanently printed onto the fabric. And so you want to cover over those white lines. You can't come back and erase them later. So all I'm going to do is start stitching and filling in. I'm going to fill the shape. Now don't worry about creating gaps in your satin stitch because remember, you can always come back and fill in any gaps. You don't actually have to work in a really methodical way when it comes to a satin stitch. You can always kind of work around and come back to areas if you want to. Now I'm doing a quick method on the satin stitch where I don't kind of take my needle out on the back side of the fabric. I just work in kind of one motion. I show that in our satin stitch video. So if you're interested in different methods for satin stitch, do go take a look at that separate video, which will show you. And then you can see all I'm doing is I'm just going to fill up the shape right up to the top. I'm over stitching beyond the white line just to make sure that they're fully covered over. Keeping good tension throughout, and I'm working up to the top of the shape. Right, so I'm just filling in a section there as a demonstration. You would just continue doing that the whole way down the edge of the shape, and the same on the other sections of the satin stitch of the leaf. Now just going to, on the back here, just tie off the thread, and I just secure it by just wrapping the thread underneath a few times, kind of tying a little bit of a knot just to secure it. Remember, when you finish your embroidery, you're going to mount it up. So you're not using it for something that's going to experience a lot of high wear. Therefore, you don't need to worry too much about quite how secure it is at the back. So that's a little bit of the leaf. Now I want to show you a little bit of the flower head as well, because that's kind of stitched in a slightly different way. So now again, I'm just going to show you it on the finished piece here. You can see on the finished head here, you've got the lines. I'm doing it all in a horizontal stripe again. And again, if you needed to, you could refer to that on the pictures here on your plan. You'll be able to see the stitch direction there. So let me cut a length of white thread. Again, I'm going to work with 3 strands here. So cut myself a length of thread. I generally work with an arm's length of thread. Here we go. And I'm just going to separate out my 3 strands. I've got those here. Wind the remaining 3 back onto my bobbin. Going to thread up my needle, tie a knot in the end, and then I'm just going to go in and just start filling in one of these flower heads. Now let me just tighten this. So I'm going to again bring myself up in the middle of the shape. I always find it easiest to work from the middle, and then you can work upwards and downwards. Again, working beyond the outer edge of the shape. I'm going to go up to the top first. And then I'm coming down to the bottom of the shape. Okay, so just gonna here, pull across. So then my first stitch here goes the whole way across the shape. And then I'm going to do little shorter stitches just to make sure I'm kind of really creating that shape of the end of the lily of the valley. So you'll see here, I've done a little short one across there, and now I'm going to do just the curve on this side here. Then I'm going to do this central little curve. Like that. And then I'm going to do the curve over on this side. And on some of these designs, you might end up doing a stitch across and then just wanting to go back in and add a little flick up in the top end just to really create that sort of bell shape you see across there. But that's really as simple as the flowers are. So again, I'm going to tie off the thread. Now bear in mind, you do not need to tie the thread off between each flower. This is a dark, opaque red linen. And so you'll find that it's really easy to kind of stitch long lines at the back. You're not going to see them in the finished piece. So I secure it in place. I'm going to cut that away. Okay. And then that's really our satin stitch. So the next section I want to show you is the next bit along, which is our stem stitch. And that's what we use across a lot of the leaf. And we also use up the stems of the flower. And so you can see that here. That's all curling around these individual lines and then going up here. So that's our stem stitch we're going to be using. And again, you can see that referred to in the pictures here. You can see the lines of stem stitch. So I'm going to take my dark green again. Now I'm going to take my dark green again. And this time I'm going to then cut myself again a length with 3 strands. So I'm going to separate out my 3 strands. And then I'm going to put these on the bobbin. So usually when I'm stitching one of these full leaves, a bit like this, I would start at the bottom and do the outside line first and then kind of work inwards. Now, just for the purpose of this video, I'm going to start at the top and work down, but then I'm going to start working back up again, just so you can see the process, but you don't necessarily need to see me stitch the whole leaf. So there's a separate video showing how to do a stem stitch. And I really encourage you to refer to that video if you're not sure how to do this stitch. But basically I'm going to go stitch along the whole outside line. Now remembering again that I want to cover over my white line, so I'm going to stitch directly on top of it. You can see this time I'm just really trying very hard on this one just to stitch over the top of the white. Just to make this easier, I'm just going to move my hoop round to here. Keep going. So that is down at the bottom. Now I'm just going to show you one line coming back up. Now, personally, because I'm usually holding the hoop, you wouldn't feel like this, but I'm going to just rotate the hoop to the other side because it's just easier coming back up again. So all I'm going to do is then do another line of my stem stitch going back up alongside where I just stitched. It doesn't matter whether you do your satin stitch here before or after your stem stitch. Don't worry which order you do it in. It really won't make much difference at all. So I'm coming back up and I'm going to go as close as I can to the first line of stem stitch. Now, when you are doing a stem stitch, you'll find that your thread twists. And so every so often, I think it's quite important to just let my thread hang so I can go and untwist it, just like that. So that's my last one. And you would just continue like that, filling in the lines as you go, and slowly your little curves are going to get shorter and shorter. And again, I'm just going to finish that thread off on the back by running my needle under a couple of times, looping it through, just to secure it. Now I'm just going to move my hoop here because I want you then to see how I use the stem stitch just for going up the lines as well, the top. I'm going to thread my needle up with 3 strands. And then I'm basically just repeating exactly what I've done before. Now I'm just going to twist this around again just to get myself a more comfortable angle for whilst I stitch. And all I'm going to do is do my stem stitch again. Now just to make sure you cover over the white line, you can make your stem stitches a bit shorter. The shorter they are and slightly more diagonal, you'll find that they just feel a little bit more dense. So you almost go in a slight diagonal stitch going across. Or if you feel like you've still got a bit of white line left, you can always do 2 rows of stem stitch side by side. So you see here, I'm just following first, I'm following the whole line up. But then what I can do at any point, I'd probably personally just finish the entire line, but you can come back in and you go back to, say, the place where the line connects, like this here, and then you just do another little line of stem stitch coming round. So it comes in and goes over the top of that base one. And if you get any of these little stray little threads like this, just go in there and you can just trim them away. That's coming through from the little white bit of the leaf there. So that's my stem stitch. Now, whilst I've got my thread here and threaded up, I'm just going to show you how to do the leaves, which are stitched in a lazy daisy stitch. Now, lazy daisy is a little bit of an iteration upon a chain stitch, and you can see it here on the finished pieces. You see this lazy daisy, and it's really, really simple. Basically, all I'm going to do is bring my needle up, back down again in the same place, right at the bottom of the loop. And then before I go and pull my thread the whole way through, I'm going to add a little securing stitch up at the top here. And basically I go in, I secure my thread, so keeping it nice and sort of loose, I secure it over the top. Now what I might find I want to do here is just add another couple of securing stitches just to really create that nice rounded shape. So I'm going to add another securing stitch here. And I'm going to add another securing stitch around this side. Now this is all also shown in a separate video we have on Lazy Daisy. So you don't need to watch just that one, but that's as simple as it is to do a Lazy Daisy. Now that's all the process you're going to need for the leaves and for the stems. So I'll just clear off my thread again and then I'll show you the final bit of the design. So the final section of the design you're going to want to stitch is the wording. And this is all just stitched in a back stitch, and you can see the lettering there. Now, this bit here, we've got a separate video showing you how to back stitch. The key thing you want to bear in mind is that you need to cover over the white lines. And so you might find it best to do your back stitch with something like 4 strands. If you're finding that you still see a bit of white, do it in a 4 strand. Or do it in 3 strands, but just make sure your little stitches are close enough together, again, as you can see here, so you cover over the white. And that's everything. That's all the steps you need to create your Lily of the Valley. I really hope you enjoy stitching this design.